of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. Lou, I'm waiting for my computer to catch up with me here. It's not responding, and I got to get this recorded because it's important. There it is. Now we're good to go. Lou Sacco, Blairsville Borough Police, joins us here this morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's good to have you. Our conversation brought to you by Marcus and Mack, voted best personal injury law firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Well, Lou, you've got a really, really big event coming up.
We do. This week here, basically in 1962, President Kennedy proclaimed May 15th as National Peace Officers Memorial Day, and the calendar week in which May 15th falls is National Police Week. It was established by a joint resolution of Congress in 1962. National Police Week pays special recognition to law enforcement officers who lost their lives in the line of duty for the safety and protection of others. Every year Indiana County has always done a little memorial, not only for all the officers in the United States that were killed in the line of duty, but we especially honor those who have lost their lives in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And May 15th, this year, that Peace Officer Memorial will be held in Blairsville, starting at 10:30 a.m. We're going to do a procession from the football field down Market Street to the amphitheater, and at 11 o'clock the ceremony will begin. Now that's, the weather is looking like it might not cooperate.
Yeah, it's going to be rainy.
So if the weather's not cooperating, we're going to be holding the ceremony at the Armory on North Walnut Street.
Okay.
And that'll start at 11 o'clock. Mm-hmm. And then after the ceremony, we will be doing a little reception afterwards at the community center in Blairsville.
Yeah. So that's on Wednesday.
That's on Wednesday, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a lot of people coming to speak. I know, Indiana County District Attorney Robert Manzi, Sheriff Fylock, President Judge Tom Bianco, all three commissioners will be there to say a few words. Mm-hmm. Representatives from Senator Pittman's office and also Representative Struzzi's office will be there to speak. And also Councilman Abdatori, he'll be there to speak on Blairsville's behalf. Mm-hmm. And we have a special guest speaker this year. Happens to be a very good friend of mine. Individual's name is Matt Vilcek. Matt retired from the FBI. He had 25 years in, having served as a special agent and a supervisory special agent in the FBI's Baltimore division. Matt graduated from Homer Center High School, went to IUP, graduated at IUP. He actually played on football at IUP and was in the 1993 run at the NCAA Division II National Championship in Florence, Alabama. And then he worked a little bit with the State Attorney General's Office, Bureau of Criminal Investigations, and later Special Investigator for the Pennsylvania State Ethics Commission. When he graduated the FBI Academy in 1999, he was assigned to the first ever online enforcement undercover operation in the world, the FBI's major case entitled Innocent Images, which targeted online children sex offenders. As an online undercover agent, he made countless arrests of child sex offenders, and many of them are still incarcerated today. Matt retired, but he has been hired back by the FBI as an investigator and subject matter expert in internal security investigations. Mm-hmm. So a very well-experienced speaker we're going to have.
Yeah, and for a memorial service such as this, certainly he's going to bring a wealth of experiences from his days in the FBI and on a national level. You'll have folks from the state police there. You'll have local police officers who are there. All of you part of a brotherhood and sisterhood of folks who are out there to protect us and who realize that every single day when you leave the door, you don't know if you're coming back.
Exactly. Every time you put that uniform on, you truly don't know. Myself, I've been involved in some scary experiences and consider myself very lucky to be here. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, through my 35 years in law enforcement, I've known individuals that have made that ultimate sacrifice. And, we are a family. And, when one hurts, we all hurt.
When you think of local police, and particularly the way that it's set up in Pennsylvania, oftentimes a local police officer will be 3 days a week in one town and 3 days a week in another town, and they might split duties even in the course of a day and be working for two different municipalities, all in the same day, trying to keep together a community that is obviously stretched to the limits in terms of its resources, and it would be lovely if every town could have a police force where everybody is there always to back each other up. It just isn't the case, though.
No, the thing is today, when I first started 35 years ago, the police academy were pumping out people. You had a lot of people coming out of the academy that wanted to work part-time work. When I first started, I worked 3 part-time jobs before I was hired full-time in Homer City. And now there's not the interest in law enforcement anymore.
Yeah.
They're having difficulty hiring. When I took a test for one municipality way back in the day, they were hiring, I believe, 2 positions. It was over 300 people that take the test. Now, we have 2, 3 positions that could be open, and you're getting 5 people, 10 people taking the test.
Yeah.
It's a shame, but there's just a lot of people not wanting to get into law enforcement.
Yeah, and with the dangers that are involved, and everybody knows that there are tremendous dangers that come along with the job. It makes the fact that folks are willing to do what you do a really special thing, and it takes some special people in order to do that.
I always say it's got to be in your blood. When I retired from Homer City, everybody's like, why did you stay in law enforcement? Why didn't you, I was offered other jobs, outside of law enforcement. It's in your blood. It's something that you love to do, want to do. And, to me, it was like something I've always wanted to do all my life. So.
Sure. When you see situations unfold where you hear of officer-involved shootings, and we've actually heard of ambushes of police officers in recent months and years, it reminds me of the Stephen Maley thing. One of the 3 officers killed in Pittsburgh.
Yes. And I knew him. He actually applied in Homer City before he got hired with the city of Pittsburgh.
That was 2009, I believe it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I remember that day, that night of his funeral, as I was crossing the street here. I was in town for the evening for some reason. When the procession made it to Indiana, where he was being buried, from Pittsburgh, and maybe people didn't realize what was happening, but there were plenty of people who did and were standing there awaiting the arrival of the procession coming from Pittsburgh. And I remember how special that was to realize, and what it must have felt like for his family to realize that those people were there in honor and in tribute for the sacrifice that he made. It brings a special flavor to events such as this one that's coming up on Wednesday.
It's sombering. I mean, it's, I was there at that funeral. I represented the Homer City Police Department at that funeral. And even just like, with the procession that we're going to do on Wednesday, I did this one other time in Homer City, and people lined up along the street to pay their respects. That makes you feel good because, lots of times in law enforcement, when you're dealing either with the public or, you're not dealing with them a lot on their best day, and sometimes we're the ones they take it out on. And it's nice to see that you're appreciated for the sacrifices that, we make. It's nice to see that appreciation.
So the event on Wednesday, if it rains, people can just come to the Armory.
They can come to the Armory. It's open to the public. Mm-hmm. We're still going to do the procession, so if they still want to see the procession, it'll be done in the rain. But it'll be inside at the Armory, and the public's welcome. And like I said, the procession will start at 10:30 a.m. and
at the football field.
At the football field, and it'll go down Market Street, and then it'll, depending on the weather, which is not looking all that great. So but it'll be at the amphitheater or it'll be at the Armory on North Walnut Street.
All right. Very good.
So
10:30 in the morning, and then at the Armory at 11.
At the Armory at 11. And I do want to mention one thing. I don't know if people know this, but there was actually a trooper that was killed in a line of duty in Indiana County. If you get on the troopers or Pennsylvania State Police, their memorial page, and trooper, it would be Andrew Zapp. This was clear back in he was born in 1917. He enlisted with the constabulary on August 1st of 1917, was assigned to Troop D Butler. And on April 28th, 1918, him and another private, Kelly, responded to a call to Homer City about a robbery. As there was three of them that responded, as they went to the hideout of the robbers, which was in Tide, PA, and just before midnight, Zapp was shot in the chest from an ambush. He was taken to the Indiana hospital where he died 5 hours later.
Yeah.
So, it
can happen anywhere.
It can happen anywhere. There's not a bubble around Indiana County.
Yeah. Yeah. And certainly that will be a part of what this is all about coming up on Wednesday. Lou Sacco, Blairsville Borough Police, thanks so much for the visit this morning. We appreciate that.
Thank you, Todd. Appreciate it.
Hope everybody will, if you have the opportunity, take the time to be there on Wednesday morning. It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com. Fox News coming up in just a moment or so as we head toward the top of the hour. And then it's the Brian Kilmeade Show on your Monday morning. Fox News is coming up next at 10 o'clock, and then it's the Brian Kilmeade Show. It's Indiana in the Morning, always presented by First Commonwealth Bank on the voice of Indiana County, WCCS.